Welcome to the Magic Channel.
You know, some stories aren't just stories, right? They're more like blueprints. They give us this timeless pattern for understanding huge events in society. And today, we're diving into one of those stories, a ballad that lays out this really powerful cycle of hope, betrayal, and ultimately revolution. Okay, let's just jump right into the heart of the conflict. This line is so powerful. It doesn't call the antagonists monsters or kings, it calls them shadowed men. Right away, you get this image of these murky figures working behind the scenes, secretly pulling the strings and shaping the destiny of an entire nation. So where does a story like this even begin? Well, almost always it starts with a huge promise. This is kind of the first act, that moment when everyone believes they finally reached the light at the end of the tunnel, only to find out the journey is far, far from over. I mean, can you just imagine that feeling? After years, maybe generations of hardship, the people in this ballad truly believe the dawn had broken. There's this incredible collective sigh of relief and hope. They think, we did it, we've earned our freedom, and a new, better chapter is about to start. And this is where you see the betrayal just laid bare. It's so stark. On one side, you have the dream, this gentle light of freedom, a new dawn, all these noble promises. But the reality that hits them is so harsh. A path of deceit, leaders with hearts made of stone, and a destiny that's being forged for them, not by them. So how exactly does this betrayal start to take shape? Well, it happens when the new leaders, the ones who were supposed to serve the people, decide to serve themselves instead. They grab the reins of power and they hold on tight, building this golden throne, a system that benefits them, while the very people who put them there get left in the dust. Right, so how do they actually pull this off? This wasn't just a random power grab. It was a cold, calculated strategy. Let's really dig into the specific tactics these shadowed men used to keep their grip on everything. And here it is laid out for us. It's basically the oppressor's playbook, step by step. First up, they claim the nation's wealth and land as their own. Then, they put their own family and friends in all the important positions of power. Next up, a classic, divide and conquer. You turn people against each other with fear and hate so they can't unite. And finally, if anyone dares to speak up, you silence them. And the thing is, this isn't just a political strategy. It has a real, devastating human cost. While the leaders got rich, the people were carrying this heavy load, left in shadows, totally cut off from the prosperity they were promised. It's this growing gap between the rulers and the ruled that really starts to build the tension. Well, all that tension, it's gotta go somewhere, right? It can't just build forever. And now we get to the critical turning point in the story, the moment where all that suffering stops being just pain and transforms into the very fuel for action. Okay, I absolutely love this part of the ballad. It gives hunger and sorrow their own life. They aren't just feelings people have, they're active forces. Hunger is a faithful drum, this constant, steady beat of desperation that never goes away. And sorrow is a flame that just keeps getting hotter and hotter until it forces people to finally look at their situation, to name their shame, and to demand that things change. So that's the big question, isn't it? You can only push people so far. You can only squeeze a spring so much before it just explodes. So what does that explosion look like when an entire nation has been pushed right to the edge? And that, of course, brings us to the climax of the whole story, the uprising. And we're not just talking about a protest here. This is the moment when the people transform into a single, unified, and totally unstoppable force. And what's so cool is the ballad shows us exactly how it escalates. It starts small, with just a single cry, but that one voice inspires another and another, until the people become like iron forged. They're hardened and made stronger by everything they've been through. They find their unity and become this unyielding tide. It's just a beautiful, powerful progression. This line? It's just fantastic. And here's why. It tells us the regime didn't just fall because of the angry crowds outside. The corruption, the lies, the injustice, all of it was rotting the whole system from the inside out. The people rising up were just the final push that made the whole rotten thing collapse on itself. And the end result? It's decisive. It's absolute. The symbols of that oppression, the crowns, they come tumbling down. That heavy chain they've been dragging around is finally broken. The people have taken back their dawn. But see, the story doesn't just end there with the victory. The end of the ballad is all about what comes next. Because how do you make sure these lessons actually stick? How do you stop history from just repeating itself all over again? Because at the end of the day, winning the fight is really just the beginning of something totally new. It's about keeping that fire of freedom alive, clearing a path so real justice can grow, and making sure the memory of what was sacrificed is what guides the next generation. The real victory isn't just winning, it's building a nation that can stand united. And that's why the form of this story is so important, you know? This isn't a history textbook or a dry report. It's a ballad. It's designed to be sung, to be easily remembered, to be passed down. It's a vessel for the emotional truth of the struggle, a timeless reminder that people are resilient. So, this really leaves us with one last thing to think about. Why do we tell stories this way? Well, a report can give you the facts, the dates, the numbers, but a ballad gives you the feeling. It captures the heart of a movement, the pain, the courage, the hope, in a way that pure data never, ever could. It makes sure we don't just know what happened, it makes sure we remember why it mattered.
Thank you for watching.